Hey everyone, welcome to the another episode of eCom Stories with Raja. My name is Raja and I'm the CEO of eCommerce.com. I'm also the show host for this particular show as well. Today I have my Amazon guy on this shoot. His name is Steven. Hey Steven, how are you?
Hey Raja, thanks for bringing me on.
So today our topic is like how we're gonna build a successful Amazon agency. So we quickly have the three main tips from one of the successful agency owner, Steven. Hey, Steven, go ahead and please share your top three tips to build a successful Amazon agency.
It's really important that you put people first, right? I like to joke that I don't run an agency. I actually run an HR company that is human resources, right? So right now I have 150 employees. The company's about 4 years old. We have over 200 brands that we manage right now at my Amazon guy. It's a lot. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of systems and people and processes that all have to come together. But the most important thing is the people. One of the things that we're doing is we're noticing that there's just a sheer lack of talent in the Amazon space right now. And so I actually have 10% of my payroll going into internships. And so one of the fast, quick tips I'll give you today is you need to hire talent at ground zero and develop them. This will be a huge competitive advantage for you as an agency if you can pull this off. Now, you obviously can't put the green guy in front of the account and talk to the client, right? That's not going to work. You can't just pull somebody straight out of school and say, hey, run this account, hold this call. Doesn't work. But what you can do is put in a lot of people behind the scenes and micro their particular job and their description and their tasks all the way down to one specific field. So for example, we run 4 different core areas at my Amazon guy. We have a design team, we have a PPC team, we have an SEO team, and we've got a catalog team. We divide each of those 4 core areas into multiple facets, very hyper segmented groups. We generally think that no particular manager can manage more than 8 people at any given time. So we create what are called pods, right? So think pea pods or whatnot. So in each pod, 8 peas or 8 people, no more. Each of those pods needs to roll up into a husk. So think corn husk, right? So we're getting bigger here, and you can have multiple pods in a husk. You keep building that out. You got your peas, you got your pea pods, you've got your husks, and then you get up to guilds and alliances, and then you got departments and your whole company. So the reason why I spent so much time explaining this is because if there's a problem with your people, you're not going to have enough talent in the organization, and you have to find talent. And the best way to find talent is to invest in people. So for anybody listening to this, you've never worked on Amazon accounts before, you want to get a job, send an email over to internships@myamazonguy.com. We'd love to hear from you.
That's really great. So other than the building that particular team or hiring the best resource, what are the other 2 tips you wanted to mention to build a successful agency?
So that was people. The next thing is going to be product. And with product, you have to have a service that's of value and in demand. Anytime something changes on Amazon, my company, my Amazon guy, is always first to market. For example, Amazon's making it so you have to change your UPC or EAN codes to be more official codes coming directly from GS1. And so I made a landing page to make that change on behalf of clients on Amazon faster than anybody else. This is not the first service I've done that with. I've done this with brand name changes. I have also filed trademarks. These are all tertiary products or services that allow me to add value to the consumer, a la an Amazon brand. And so when you think about all of the things that are required to run a company, you need your people, like we first talked about, but you also need your products. And the products have to do something very, very well. And they have to create value. They have to make it so that the person who's purchasing it can make more money or can save some time. Those are generally the biggest pain points, right? So I always talk about there's not really 2 personas of the way that people think about demographic targeting. You can take John Deere as a case example of this. When the team at John Deere was trying to figure out what their target demographics were, the first time they thought of this, they thought it was like, oh, we've got people with the ages between 40 and 50, and here's where they're located and their geography and yada, yada, yada. And here's how much money they make. That was a demographic. That's not really how you market to people. The way you market to people, your product, comes down to simply how do they buy?
Mhm.
How do they buy? So if your product is going to do one of, a couple of different things, you need to have a sales funnel for your product for each one of those types. Here is mine. If you go to myamazonguy.com right now, I have on the left I want help growing my sales. If you go on the right, it's I have a problem. I have identified that there are two personas in the Amazon agency space where people want to grow their sales and people who have a problem. I sell to these two different personas very differently. That's my tip on product.
Awesome. So what should be the third and the last one tip for a successful Amazon?
Process. So we went from people to product to process, the 3 Ps. And it sounds so basic. You might have read this in a business book already. Guess what? It is. And one of my favorite books is Traction. And this is the best way to figure out how to improve your process and systems. Every time you meet with anybody in your organization on a routine basis, you need to have a system and an organization that allows you to have the same agenda every single time you meet. Every time I meet with the directors, we have the same agenda. We always talk about the same exact things. Anytime I meet with a client, 4 agenda items. How is the report? Are the numbers good or bad? What's the last 2 weeks that we've completed in activities for you? What's the plan to grow your sales in the next 2 weeks? And finally, fourth, what do I need from you as the brand owner? So systematizing your processes at your agency will allow you to scale. You need the people, the product, and the process all functional. You need an A in at least one of those. You need a B in the other 2. If you have a C in any one of those grades, C's don't get degrees when it comes to running an agency. You gotta have all 3 of those. So those are my tips, Raja.
That's really awesome. And I think so we are done with our today's call. At the end, thank you so much for coming on the show. Hopefully we will have some another episodes with you as well on our show. And hopefully if you get some time, we will definitely bring you back again. At the end, I just wanted to mention to all, please put all your questions and concerns in the comment below for Steven, and hopefully I will get him back again for another topic. So thank you so much for coming on the show, Steven, at the end.
Thank you so much.
So over and out.